tried something different for this recording. Hope you guys like it. It is currently 1:23 a.m. I am incredibly tired. So, yeah. I'm just gonna talk to you about my day. It's kind of unfiltered. Just no script. Just me and you. Maybe it'll help you fall asleep. So yeah. Let's see. Well, I woke up, of course. I got to sleep in a little late today. Because I didn't have work until oh no, that was yesterday. Wait. Today I had to wake up early. Early for me, I guess, but I had work at noon, so I was up by, it sounds so stupid, but I was up by like 10, but that's like kind of early for me. So I was up by 10. But I was up late, like last night, because I was recording other stuff and prepping other stuff for later in the month and the next month and stuff. And I was working on the Discord channel that I'm setting up. But it was up by 10, and I had weird dreams. I don't remember them now. I just remember waking up and being like, that was a weird dream. I wonder why I had that dream. You know that feeling? You ever get that feeling? And then you forget it as the day goes by, and then you kind of get like a sliver of it, and it like pops in your head, and you're like, oh, I dreamt about this thing. But then you forget it again later down the line. It was those kinds of dreams. And on the topic of dreams are interesting for me. I don't know if other people get this. I have like music that'll happen in my dreams, where like sometimes there's a soundtrack playing during the dream. I don't know if other people will get that, if that's a thing that happens, because I've heard somewhere that like, people can't really hear music, but I for sure 100% heard recently, like a song by Dolly Parton in one of my dreams. I think it was Working 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. That was a weird dream. It was a crazy dream, but that wasn't last night. That was a few weeks ago, I remember, because I was telling someone else about it a few weeks ago. And, but I woke up and got on my phone. I like to check my notifications and see, what happened overnight and in the morning that I was asleep. So I checked my notifications. I sent out a tweet, I think, for the stream that I was going to do tonight. And then I think I set another alarm and just went back to sleep and took a quick power nap because I was really tired, because I have to take, I have insomnia, so I take like pills to help with that. And so, but sometimes it makes it difficult to wake up in the morning if I take those pills. And so I was like, I just need to sleep off the drugs a little more. And so I did that. Sorry, sometimes my like throat makes weird noises. I think there's just like air that gets trapped like in the spit that I swallow. Is that gross? Is that kind of gross? But I don't like the noises that it makes. It makes me self-conscious. And so sometimes I'll lean away from the mic and let the noise happen and then come back. You might have noticed it if you ever watch one of my streams. Sometimes I'll do that. I think I went back to sleep and then my alarm went off again. And I was like, well, you know, if I sleep any longer, I'm going to be late for work. And so I got up and I didn't run, I sort of meandered into the bathroom and started up the water. And I have to listen to music while I take a shower, otherwise I'll forget how long I'm in the shower, and then I'll be late for things. And so I played a song. I don't remember what song I played. I think it was "Standing Next to You" by Jungkook. I've been listening to that song a lot lately, but could have really been anything. And I might have just hit shuffle on like my liked songs or something, because that's usually what I do. And then I took a shower. I washed my hair today. Then I got out and I dried my hair, blow dry it and stuff, make it nice and fluffy. And then I got dressed, and by that point I had about 30 minutes until I had to leave for work. And so I gathered up my stuff. I like to take, when I go to work, I take my phone, I take my wallet, of course. I take my car keys, because I have to, drive there and stuff. And then phone keys, wallet. And then I have Bluetooth headphones. I have a really nice pair of Bluetooth headphones. Like earbuds, not headphones, earbuds, I guess. Not AirPods, but more discreet, I guess, ones. I take those in case I get a chance to listen to music at work. And then I have a little fidget cube that I used to use a lot. I don't use it as much anymore, but I think that's just because work has been really busy lately. So, yeah. So and then I drove to work. The drive to work was pretty typical. It's rainy today. It was really rainy. So I guess maybe less typical, but rain was fine. I drive a van, and I don't know why that's relevant, but I do. And so then I made it to work, and I show up at work, and there's a lot of customers out front, like a lot of cars. So I park, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm running a little bit late. So I didn't have time to sit. So I just gathered my stuff and walked in. And I went and I clocked in. Oh, there's a throat noise like that, I don't know. It makes me feel self-conscious. It's not like, it's just air. It's not like indigestion or anything. It's just air from I don't know, from spit, I think is what it is. Because my dentist told me this. My dentist thinks I have an overactive spit valve or something. Is that gross? Is that another gross thing? Is that two gross things in one of these audios? So I just produce a lot of spit, and I have to swallow a lot. And so air bubbles get trapped in that, and then they kind of make their way back up through my throat, and it makes that noise. It's really annoying when I'm recording actual audios and stuff, instead of just whatever the fuck this is, because I'll have to cut a take because I made that noise, and it just ugh, it's so annoying. But I'm not gonna do that this time, because this is supposed to be, I guess, a more intimate audio. It's a different audio. But where was I? Oh yeah, I clocked in, and they put me at the cash registers today, and so I was working the till. And it was super busy. I mean, I work at a bookstore, right? But it's pretty close to Christmas time. It's a few days away from Christmas, really, like 5 or so days. It's something like that. But so it was just incredibly busy. Yeah, I was up there for, it was a shorter shift, so I'm not there for a long time. But yeah, and just it's exhausting. And everyone was pretty nice today, which is a welcome change of pace. There was a really, really mean old lady a few weeks, less than a week ago. That was just really, 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 really mean to me. She came up when she was in, I guess this wasn't yesterday, or today, or whatever day it is that I'm talking about. But, yeah, she walked up to me and was like, "Hey, can you help me find this book?" And I was like, "Sure, I can do that." And so I started looking the book up in the system to see where it's at. And I can't find it, and I can't find it. And the coworker's like, "Can you, what are you looking for?" And I was like, "I'm looking for this." And then I couldn't find it. And so I go back into the back, and I can't find it. And I come back up to the front. And at this point, there's a line, and I was like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I couldn't find it. But you go over to customers," because I was working the till at this point, right? And I'm not really supposed to help customers find books. But at the time, there wasn't a line. But now a line has formed, and people are waiting. So I was like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but you're going to have to go to customer service." She's like, "Well, I'm sorry that you just don't feel like doing your job today." And I was like, excuse you? I just walked around this entire store looking for... I didn't say this to her. I thought it, but I didn't say it to her. I was like, "I just spent this whole time walking around the store for you. What do you mean?" Anyway, she's like, "Oh, that's the person next to you. The person that was like at the register next to me, because she doesn't seem like she's avoiding work today." And I was like, "Are you kidding me, lady? I've done nothing but work for you." Anyway, she walks over and waits. My coworker's checking someone out. Then she finishes ringing that person up, and I'm helping another customer. And my coworker goes, "Hey, so this lady's still trying to find that book, but we've got a line, so I don't think I can help her. What should we do?" And I was like, "Miss, if you need help, we can call someone over here to help you." And we started doing that, but no one showed up in time, and she starts walking away. And then, of course, another one of my managers finds the book instantly. And then, of course, I'm the only till open when she comes back to check out. She's like, "Can you check me out, or is that too much work for you today?" And I was like, "Ma'am, I would be..." And I was trying to think of the word excited, I think. But I think I said something weird. I didn't say excited. It was an E word. I would be, it wasn't ecstatic. It was like a word that didn't fit in the sentence. I would be, I don't know what I said. But I said something weird. And then she was like, walk through the whole process. And then she was like, "Well, this is the worst customer service I've ever had here. Well, you guys are just so avoidant of work. This is the worst experience I've ever had." Well, I was like, "I'm so sorry you feel that way. Well, Christmas time is busy, and you're not the only fucking customer in the store." That's what I wanted to say, but I did say, "I'm so sorry you feel that way. Christmas time is quite busy, though." And then she left all in a huff, and I was like, "Great, skedaddle, go on, get. We don't want you here." She was mean. She hurt my feelings. I had to take a little bit of time after that. Luckily, there was a lady that came right after that lady that was super sweet. Obviously, she probably heard the whole exchange. But anyway, she was super sweet and made me feel a little better. But I was so mad. That's the closest I've gotten to, hitting someone in, years, which is wild to me. That it was just an old lady who wanted wanted me to stop the whole world so she could get this one stupid James Patterson book. Anyway, back to today. Today. Today was not super... There weren't any mean people, right? There was a lot of really, really nice people. Which is a nice change of pace when you're dealing with, you check out probably 200 people in one day. It's nice that, that they're all being kind to you. At least not mean, not everyone was kind, but most people were kind. There's a few people that just weren't mean, that were just there and nice enough, I guess. But I was up there. I only had a 4.5, I work part-time, so I only had about a 4.5 hour shift. But it just feels like forever when you're just standing the whole time and checking people out, and you have to run through your script every time that you talk to someone, and so you're saying the same 6 things 100 or so times. It's just, it gets mentally exhausting, and you're counting money, and then So, it's just customer service. It's tough. But I'm not working in like the hardest place. I don't know. I feel like a Target, like that'd be really, really difficult. Like a convenience store would be really hard. But we don't get a whole lot of weirdos in a bookstore. Mostly you just get nerds, which is cool. I'm cool with nerds. Nerds are cute. But yeah. What else happened during work? Yeah, it kind of hit a point today at work where I was like, I didn't have anything to do, and I knew I didn't have enough time during the downtime to finish anything before another customer came to ask me for something, right? And so I felt weird because I was just kind of like standing around waiting for someone to need my help, which feels weird when you're like working a job and it's like, well, rationally, like, of course, like I can't go and grab a giant stack of books and try to shelve them because by the time I get back out with all the books, they're going to need more help up at the front with the cash registers, or a customer is going to grab me and be like, hey, can you help me find this? Or, whatever have you. But at the same time, you want to look like you're working so you don't look like you're just slacking off. So I get teased a lot at work for this, but sometimes when that situation happens, I'll just kind of wander and I'll just clean up things here and there, and I'll check sections, be like, okay, does this section look clean? Like, the sci-fi spot, does that look clean? Or any books that are just kind of strewn about? But my coworkers at work always pretend that I'm not doing anything at all, which I'm like, I get it. It's kind of funny, but it's also like, don't say that in front of the managers because I really am doing work. Anyway, so, I kind of did that thing again. And let's see, what else did I do? I don't know. It was really rainy. I remember I would look out the window, and it would just be pouring down rain, just piss and rain. And I'd feel bad because there'd be, people that are leaving with, paper products like books and stuff. And there was a couple of people that didn't want bags. And I was like, are you sure? Like, it's raining pretty hard. And they were all like, no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We parked very close. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're buying a Christmas gift, I could just bag it. It'll just take a second. And they're like, no, save the plastic. And I'm like, okay, all right. I just don't want the people's things to get messed up. They just paid money for it. I don't know. But the rain was wild. And then the shift, it was pretty short. It feels longer than it was, and I think that's just because I was so dang busy. I had a 4.5 hour shift. I probably spent 2.5 to 3 of those hours, maybe even more. I probably spent almost all 4 of those hours up checking people out at the cash registers. It was just so busy. But then after that, the drive home was awful. Because I had to drive home during rush hour traffic and rain. And so I don't live close. I already live pretty far away from my job, but I really like my job. So like the gas is worth it and stuff, and the drive is worth it. But the shift that I have, to be able to stream in the evenings, I have like a midday shift. So it's like 11 or noon to like 4:30 or something, which ends right as rush hour begins. And so I get in my car, and my car is like, hey, or my phone, and I was like, okay, what's the traffic situation looking like? And it was all red, and I was like, oh, fantastic. Every single, major road is clogged up. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna drive. And so I get on the highway, and I was just driving, and it's just like bumper to bumper traffic. And what usually takes, on a clear, good day, it can take as little as 25 minutes. Usually it's about 30 because I drive kind of safe. But yeah, usually like a 30-minute drive took me like an hour or so. So like double the regular driving time. And I was just stuck in traffic. And so I just plugged in a podcast, and I was like, well, you're just going to have to get through it. And I was worried that I wouldn't make it home on time, and traffic always stresses me out because I get so worried that the people behind me aren't paying attention and that I might get hit, that I forget to look in front of me, and then I look in front of me and the person's stopping, and so I have to stop really sharp, and then I get worried that the person behind me is not gonna see that I stopped so sharp and is gonna hit me. And it's like a cycle, right? It just keeps going. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it was just, and I don't love driving. I mean, I used to really like driving, but then I kind of like moved to the city, and the city can be fun to drive. And like I said, I drive a van, so when we have parties and stuff, I'm always like the driver. But it just gets stressful on days like today when it's raining and you can't see really well, and traffic is just never fun. But I finally did make it home, and I got home, and yeah, and then I had some dinner. It was actually the first thing I'd eaten today. Well, that's not true. I had in the morning before I left, I had some Pop-Tarts, but that was really it. That's all I'd eaten. And so I just cooked like a frozen, like a Tony's pizza or something, and I had some of that, and then saved the rest for later. And I think it was like a little party pizza or something. I don't know. And then I chowed down, and then I think, yeah, and one of my roommates was watching Toy Story, and so I was watching Toy Story because my nephew's here, and so everyone's helping take care of my nephew. Like watched some Toy Story. So I watched like the ending of Toy Story, which is a fun movie. I really liked that movie as a kid, and watching it again as an adult, it has like different jokes that you just didn't get as a kid, But it was really fun. Finished that movie, and then it was about time for. Did I say roommates? It's my family. I'm living with my family right now. Why did I say roommates? But my my nephew's with me right now, and like, oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm almost gonna fall asleep right here. Like, I'm really close to falling asleep. But I got ready for my stream, and so I prepped. I did my little vocal warm-ups. I have to do vocal warm-ups before I record and stuff like that. Make sure my voice is warmed up and it's safe for me to talk for a long time. And it just helps me maintain, like, the smoothness, I guess you could call it, of my voice. It's just a little bit of work that goes a long way. So I did some like stretches and like neck stretches and stuff, and warmed up my vocal cords, and then started the stream, and that went really well. It's probably my best stream yet. I had a lot of viewers. We were planning on playing like a video game. I was going to play some Final Fantasy because I really, really love Final Fantasy, and I've been playing that recently. But I ended up not doing that at all, and we just sort of chatted. Once a couple people joined in, I just sort of started talking, and then I kept talking and talking and talking. It was really fun, and I had a lot of engagement, and a lot of people showed up, and it was fantastic. And I think that it's going to push me over the edge. That stream is going to push me over the edge for applying for Twitch affiliate, which is going to be fantastic. I'm super excited for that. So I streamed, and it was super duper fun. I had a really, really good time. And then after the stream ended, I took a little break. I ended the stream at about 11:30, and started recording this at 1:30. And in between that time, I had like another snacky meal kind of thing, mostly just like saltines, like an entire fucking sleeve of saltine crackers and 2 water bottles, because that's like a meal for me sometimes. And then I was thinking about what I was going to record and kind of letting my voice rest after the stream. I didn't want to go right into recording whatever this was going to be after the stream because I didn't want to. I felt my voice getting tired, and I was like, oh, I should just rest. It would just be safer that way. And so that's what I did. And I got on my phone and I watched some TV. And then I sat down to record this, and that was my day. It was a really, really nice day. I mean, maybe not really, really nice, but it was a nice day. I think I've had better days. I've definitely had worse days. I think the stream in the evening really helped me feel a lot happier. It's just nice to be supported, and have people finally like start coming out and talking and engaging is really nice, and it makes me really happy. It makes me feel like a lot of the work that I'm putting in for them, for you guys, is really kind of just starting to show fruit, So, yeah. Well, I hope you've fallen asleep. If you haven't, I don't know, maybe listen again or listen to something different. Thank you so much. I love you. Sleep good. I'm so fucking tired. So I'm gonna end this recording and go straight to bed because I've got a big day tomorrow. Maybe I'll tell you about it next time. Okay. Bye.